Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from sortofinteresting.com and today you are joining me on board good old Narrowboat Abel's Ark for the Narrowboat Lads Alternative Christmas Message. As many of you may know, and as many of you probably don't know, there's a tradition in the UK and I assume around the Commonwealth that in the afternoon on Christmas Day, the ruling monarch gives a little speech and a message to the nation and to the rest of the Commonwealth, I assume. And basically, a few years ago, or a long time ago, Channel 4 started a rival alternative Christmas message with various characters and celebrities of the moment. And all these years later, here I am stealing that idea and sticking the Narrowboat Lads' take on the Christmas message. Now, in the past, you may know that I've made these videos sort of almost have a little bit of a message or a moral or a thought on something or other going on in the world maybe. This year, however, as you may be able to tell, I have lightened up my tone for this. Oh, that was an appalling joke. That almost makes me... Oh, that's terrible. I can only apologise for that. It came out even worse than it sounded and cheesy in my mind. Yes, I'm currently strapped with a couple of hundred Christmas lights here, so... do not be alarmed, these are only battery operated. These are luckily not plugged into a main source of electricity, otherwise I might not make it through the video. Let's decorate myself in a correct manner. There we go. Anyway, my friends, today I just want to say, and want the whole theme of this video to be an absolutely massive thank you. The unbelievable support this year, and I mean, I can't explain, I can't thank you all enough. This time last year, Christmas 2017, I'd already started to have those wobbles about my life that I was living on dry land, and I'd started thinking, you know what, I do like the idea of boat life and returning to boat life and having a more comfortable, bigger boat to live on and giving it a proper go and all the rest of it. And it wouldn't be until the end of April that I'd actually finally buy another boat and be back living afloat on board Abel's Ark here. But, my goodness me, at that point, and even the early thoughts of getting a boat, I couldn't shake them, and I thought, no, put it off, don't go and view a boat straight away. And so anyway, at the start of 2018, whether it was going to be on a boat or whatever, I simply set myself one goal of, by the end of this year, my life needed to be completely different. I needed to change something. I was getting bored. I just didn't know what to do. What was the future of my life? Was I going to just live on dry land endlessly repeating the same cycles or what? So anyway, here we are at the end of the year. Obviously, huge changes in my life, as you can see. And ignoring the boat for 1 second, just simple things of like getting my act together with different stuff, like finally got a passport, finally doing driving lessons, already passed the theory driving test and now going on to obviously learn to actually drive a proper car in the practical real world, and hopefully going into next year passing my practical proper driving test, and then potentially getting a car in the future. I haven't got any immediate plans that I'm going to pass the test and quickly suddenly run out and won a car or anything, but just to get the pass and the proper driving licence so that if I wanted to, I could get a car and stuff. And again, the same with the passport. I haven't got any immediate plans to go running off around the world and start the Sort of Interesting World Tour 2019. Woo! Oh, I keep doing these cringeworthy things on camera. What am I doing here? What is this all about? But back on track. Significantly, as I say, we've had huge changes in my life and just my approach and getting things done. That's what it's all about. And then when we come back to the main change of this year and getting onto a boat, this is where the gratitude first of all has to start really flowing. Firstly to my friends and family who, as always, incredible. As many of you know, very, very close family and all, yeah, it's just great. And buying the boat, obviously having all the work and the painting and the odd jobs and stuff to do on board. Me and my granddad are out on board for hours painting and repainting. Honestly, the amount of coats of paint. Sorry, my light jacket here is causing me all sorts of chaos at the minute. But honestly, me and my granddad coming out, the painting, the repeated coats of paint these walls had to have, even though the boat's only tiny and 30 foot on the indoors, it still took so many coats to get the walls actually looking decent and the roof looking decent that it was like, oh, flipping heck, how can this job take so long? But again, just simple things like getting odd jobs done and getting a place sorted for the oven to go in and things like that. It's all these things, having help from friends and family and stuff, and sometimes just randomly having lifts off people to go into Oswestry and that to buy supplies and stuff. It's been an amazing year. I'm truly grateful for all the people that have been a part of it. And again, the amount of people that I've met, especially over the summer months, out and about on the towpath, who knew me from YouTube, who came and stuff like I said at the start of one of my previous live streams, just something as nice as this. What an amazing gesture. Somebody was up here on holiday on a holiday boat, had no clue whether they'd actually bump into me or not, made this little key ring for me. So you got the SOI sort of interesting logo, this amazingly stylised bike, because obviously biking's a big part of my life, then the railway lines for my model railway, and then of course the waves at the top for boats. And again, what a nice thing, and that's something that someone's done just completely on the off chance that they might bump into me. And you think that's just great, and it's stuff like that. It means so much. It's unbelievable. Like, and sometimes I've returned back, and there's been notes left on board and stuff, and people have missed me while I've been at work, and just left a little note saying something very nice, and you're like, this. I'm holding on to my stiff upper lip here. It's difficult to explain how significant and how much that has an impact on just my daily life and stuff, and some of the messages and stuff that I get, it's unbelievable. And something that I said a long time ago in, I don't know whether it's when I was coming up to leave Narrowboat Tilly or anything, but when I'd hear different things on podcasts and stuff of like massive people who had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and stuff, and they'd have messages off people like saying like, oh, I love what you do, and being able to just put on your podcast or video and just forget about the world. It's helped me like for half an hour or whatever in there. It's helped me through difficult times and stuff like that. And to find myself suddenly actually being the person who's getting those messages from people about bad stuff that's gone on in their lives and stuff, and just thinking of some of these things it's getting me right in the right in the emotional centre of the body. But having some of these messages and stuff, it's unbelievable that all I do is talk about boats and talk about my love of the outdoors and go boating and just talk about how lovely the outdoors is. And again, the idea that so many people have tuned in, and we're over 21,000 subscribers now and on the way to 8 million views, that sort of stuff, that's madness. But those numbers, when you start to get messages and stuff that back up who some of those people are tuning in, and it's incredible. So thank you so much. Similarly, it's unbelievable, like just the generosity of some people out there. And as I've said all year long, it's like I never mention PayPal or anything like that, because I never want anybody to think I'm insinuating that of these videos don't pay for themselves and all that. I'm not like that. I've made videos for years and years before you could ever have adverts on videos or anything like that, completely for free out in the wide world, just because I like doing it. Oh, I've got to be careful that I don't drop my lights into the fire here. But again, there's just incredible things where some things, like when my inverter broke, and there's people who are actively looking and going like, "Here, Dan, have this to go towards your inverter and stuff." And it's like, flipping heck, this is an actual huge impact practically on my life, and you're here saving the day. Like, and again, that's unbelievable. So thank you so much. And again, you don't have to, and people go out of their way to find these things and stuff. It's like, thank you so much again for that, and for just everything, and all the people I've met out and about, and all the people who comment and message me and stuff. It's overwhelming. As I've said, it's been years that I've probably had over 1,000 unread messages on Facebook from people, and I feel terrible because when I read through some of them and get back to replying at random sometimes, there's like these messages from maybe months and months ago, and I'm like, now I look terrible and ignorant and stuff. But there's just so many. It's extraordinary. So thank you so much for absolutely everything is all that I really want to say. I can't believe I've managed to talk for almost 10 minutes already, so I'm just going to wrap this video up here. Just say, it's been an unbelievable year. I can't thank you all enough for just for your time that's spent watching these videos. That's more than I can ask. Time is the most precious thing that any of us have, and the idea that anybody spends it looking at me, pointing at fields and boats and water, going, this is quite nice, it's incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's wrap things up and say, as always, feel free to check out my short books available for the Kindle, all about boat life. There's a paperback collection of some of the shorter Kindle books, and there's even an audiobook version of one. As many of you know, my next book, I am not releasing it as a book. I'm instead going to release it completely free of charge as monthly episodes, not only as a written chapter or several over on the website, but as an actual proper recorded audiobook once a month here on the YouTube website. So instead of having that as a paid for book, an audiobook, I'm giving it away completely free to absolutely everybody. However, I set up a Patreon because, first of all, people were telling me to. Again, that's the unbelievable generosity that you had people literally repeatedly throughout the year saying, set up a Patreon. And as many of you know, it's not been my sort of thing. So I finally decided, instead of selling the book, I'm going to give it away completely free to everybody. So if anybody wants to support me, then consider that audiobook as like your free gift to everybody. If you want to support me, go over and you'll find me on Patreon. And again, on that mad generosity thing, it's incredible that even before the first episode's gone online, that people went over there straight away and signed up to it. So again, thank you so much. And these are the things, they have a huge impact on my life, not only, as I say, in terms of the practical living day-to-day elements, but knowing that there's people who enjoy the stuff that I do that much, that they're willing to do that, it makes me think, right, now I'm really going to sit down and do something to blow their socks off. If you thought if you thought 2018 and the return of the Narrowboat Lad was something, my friends, I've got short films coming up in 2019 that I hope you'll really enjoy too. Right, I managed to buoy us up and move us away from the Patreon topic well there. So I'll simply say, thank you so much for absolutely everything. Feel free, you'll find all the links just mentioned to books and all that in the description below, as well as me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and Snapchat and stuff like that, where I post lots of boaty scenery and pictures, as you would imagine. Feel free to add me and follow me on all those. But until the next time, my friends, have an absolutely fantastic end of 2018. All the best for 2019. And now that we're a truly global channel here, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. If Christmas isn't your sort of thing in your part of the world, have an absolutely fantastic 25th of December regardless. And just have an absolutely wonderful time, my friends. Hope you'll enjoy the videos as we get back to normal videos now once the Christmas period is in the past. And my goodness me, I hope to see you around very soon. Have a wonderful time, my friends. As always, keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy. Have a fantastic day, and of course, my friends, farewell.